Hi folks, welcome to 10forums.com and the 10 Forums video series. In today's video, we're going to do some customization. We're going to customize the background of Windows Media Player. Now, many of us still use Windows Media Player, right? And if you're like me, who invokes music straight from the music folder itself, it will most likely open up in the player UI of Windows Media Player. And if that's so, you're going to be staring at a background on that player user interface. That's this dark navy blue plain Jane looking background. So I thought it would be interesting and fun to change that background to something a little more nicer looking, something that perhaps matches your desktop theme and so on and so forth. Now, the first thing is you're going to be needing to be signed on to your PC as administrator. Okay. You're also going to need to open folder options in the control panel. You'll be needing to uncheck hide extensions for known file types and click apply and OK. And as always, I stress to create a restore point before doing any modifications or customizations to your operating system, just in case. Okay. Now this is kind of a kindergarten type of modification. It's fairly basic, although you are going to be working with system files, so I would suggest to not approach this in a juvenile manner. So let's get to it. First thing, create a couple folders on your desktop, okay? Just right click on your desktop and click on new folder. Name one 32 and name the other one wow. The next thing you're going to need is an image to replace the element that we're going to be working with. The element comes from a DLL for Windows Media Player, and the element that's extracted from that just happens to be 935 by 600. Okay, so that should be the size you should be aiming for the new background. Now, what I've done is I've taken some elements from my desktop background, right, and added a border to it with my accent color. Also, don't put anything in the middle because that's where your album art is going to be sitting, right? Do something like this and it should work out fine. Okay, let's get right to it. You need a couple tools first. If you haven't got Take Ownership added to your right-click context menu, head on over to 10forums.com and in the 10 Forums search box, just type in Take Ownership. All right, and that should bring you to a link called Take Ownership, Add to Right-Click Context Menu by our esteemed Mr. Brink. And just scroll down and download the Add Take Ownership to Context Menu registry file. Just click on Download and save that to your desktop or wherever you're saving your downloaded files. Okay. Next thing you're going to need is a small utility called Resource Hacker. Just go to Google and type in Resource Hacker and then click on Resource Hacker Angus Johnson. That's his website. That's the developer's website. Don't get it from a mirror site. I don't like to download software from mirror sites. If it's available from the developer themselves, I like to get it from the developer themselves. So click on that link, and when you get to the site, click on Download. And there's a little thing there that'll tell you to download the setup executable and save that to your desktop or your downloads folder. That should only take a few seconds to download that. And when you're done, you can close the browser, I believe. Now, once you have those files downloaded, add Take Ownership to your right-click context menu. Right-click on that, click on Properties, and in the General tab Security, check, unblock, apply, and OK. And then you can just run it. Would you like to add this information to the registry? Yes, and OK. Same with Resource Hacker Utility. Right-click on it, click on Properties, check, unblock, apply, and OK, and then just run it. I've already run it, but if you just click next, and finish, you're all done. So then when you're done with those, you can delete those. Okay, now it's time to get to work. We are going to navigate to two places in C Windows. We're going to go to System 32 and we're going to go to SysWow 64. This is if you were running a 64-bit architecture. You're going to have to go to both places, okay? So now, head to the System 32 folder. That's C Windows System 32. And you're going to scroll all the way down till you see a file called WMPLOC.dll. You're going to right click on that file and you're going to click copy. Okay. Now that came out of the System32 folder, so I want you to put that copied file into the System32 folder that you created on your desktop. Okay. Now do the same thing for those of you running 64-bit architecture. Do the same thing in the syswow folder. Find the same file, WMPLOC.dll, right click on it, click on copy. Alright, minimize that window again and put that one into the WOW folder because it came out of the syswow folder. Alright, now let's start with this DLL that came out of System32 folder. What you're going to do is click on that file and it'll open with Resource Hacker right away. You're going to expand the tree 257 and you are going to scroll all the way down to 5321. Click on 5321. Now that's the default background in Windows Media Player. That's the one we're going to replace, okay? Now once you have that highlighted, right click on it again and click on Replace Resource. In the dialog, click on Select the File. Bring yourself to the desktop and click on the file that you created to represent the new background. Alright? And then click on Replace File. And that one's done. Now click on File at the top and click Save. Now what it's going to do, it's going to create an original. So now do the same thing in the WOW folder. Click on that, open with Resource Hacker, tree 257. Scroll all the way down to 5321. That's the background. Right click on it, replace resource, select the file again, same file, replace. You're all done. Click on File, click on Save, and it'll create another original for you. Now open up System32, go to that same file. This is the original one. Right click on it and click on Take Ownership. You'll see a command prompt flash in front of your face for a second. Now you are going to rename that file and make sure you put your cursor behind the extension, backspace, and rename it .old. Click enter. Are you sure you want to change the name of this file? It might not work. Yes, I am. Let's move that over for a minute. Now this is a System32 folder, okay? So remember that. We are going to grab a copy of the new one that we created, okay? And we're going to paste that in here. It's going to ask you for permissions to do so, and then you're done in the System32 folder. You can close that one. Now, for you running 64-bit architecture, do the same thing in the syswow folder. Right click on it, take ownership of it, then rename it. Get your cursor behind the extension and name it .old. Do you really want to do this? Yes, I do. I know it won't work after that, but yada yada yada. Open the WOW folder, take a copy of that, merge it into here, give your permissions. That's all done. You can close those folders and also close Windows Media Player. Now just restart Explorer and everything should be good to go. You'll have a new background in your Windows Media Player. So that's how you go about doing that. So if you like that, why don't you head over to 10forums.com and see a whole lot more. 10forums.com has an ever-growing population of video tutorials, an extensive library of tutorials made by our esteemed Mr. Sean Brink and others. There's a great community there full of members that know just about anything there is to know about Windows 10, and so on and so forth. So why don't you head over there, check the website out, and even consider becoming a member, because the community is great. There's so much to do. There's so much to learn. and you could even contribute. It's a great community. It's a great website. Head on over, see if you like it. Try this modification out for yourself. See how it works out for you. And thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you again next time.